four tires of a life, or I would say that we have a very high-end hardware. And the mind is the software. We have to upgrade our software. We cannot install disk operating system with a very high-end hardware. The system will all crash. So the consciousness has to be on, and we have to feed all four aspects of it: the body, the mind, and the emotion. I think if you take care of at least these three, body, mind, and emotion, the energy is taken care of by itself.
Correct.
Because that's what I have felt. Because when I took care of my body, mind, and emotion, the energy went up from, you can say, from 40%, it went up to 80%, right? Or maybe 90%, still going on. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel that my perception, which I have experienced, is wellness is always in wholeness. And then I started looking at it in a different approach. And then I started looking at it. I thought that, okay, I will take one day at a time. I will think one day at a time, and I will do one day at a time. So my retakes, I started, figuring it out because when I was just working on this particular presentation, and I was starting also, like, as I said, I'm writing my story and how to self care. What should be the approach of doing that? I came into thinking that first is to accept the reality as it is,
Right.
and then you have to acknowledge that. Acknowledge, okay, this is what it is. This
Correct.
is what it is, as it is. No fake emotions, nothing, as it is in reality. And I'm saying it's easily said than done. It's not that easy to do. You have to be, it's kind of on a daily basis, each moment to moment, you have to be aware about that, to see the things as it is, not, adding any drama to that, and
Correct.
then adapting to it. Adapting that, okay, so COVID, if you can take an example of COVID, okay, we are not able to go out. So accept the reality as it is, acknowledge it, and then adapt to it, and then figure it out. Okay, what can I do? Can I be doing, or what can I do, and what can I strategize on this particular situations? So I took one day at a time, and then I started retaking my revisiting my mistakes and retaking it. It's like, life gives you many chances. We have to just recognize and see the situations and then retake it instead of. So his mistake is like, you have missed one day. Oh, fine, it's okay, you can retake it.
Correct.
So from there, I started. What are the things I did in those couple of years? I'm going to share it here. I paused and I started exploring, because when this was a condition, I became vulnerable about it. I started talking about it for like with few people, and I started taking their suggestions. And few of them suggested that, why don't you go to Unani, or maybe Ayurveda, or this, or physiotherapist, or go to this doctor or that doctor. I started exploring that. I sat with my emotions. I observed in detail about the pain. Actually, what is the percentage of the pain, and what all I'm making, adding drama to that. So I started, focus on that part of it, and recognizing the fake and the real emotions. I named those emotions, and then I started asking those questions to myself: is it fake or is it real? And what should I do about it? Very realistically, very rationally thinking about the issues. So I would say, like, pain is, if we are suffering a pain, so pain would be there, for sure it would be there. There may be a fact attached to it, but the suffering is all in the mind. So that's what I have realized, and I have experienced that in my journey. So I started owning my mistake, taking accountability of that instead of blaming that his business is to look after me, or her business is to look after me. No, my health is my business.
Correct.
My emotion is in my business. My physical health is my business. So I allowed my emotion to get manifested in a healthy way this time, instead of suppressing it, in a healthy way. Now, what all I did, I started very slowly practicing yoga, though it was not very easy those days. Now I am a Hatha Yoga practitioner, a very advanced form of yoga. But in those days, it was bending, from your waist was a big task for me.
Correct.
And then very slowly, I started also doing Vipassana, small meditations. I learned Vipassana last year itself, last year actually, in 2019. And I sketched and I started writing blogs. It helped me immensely. I accepted that, okay, what I cannot change, I cannot change. What I can change, I should change. Because what I can, if I'm not doing, then I'm becoming a disaster. So that's what I did. And these are my, few paintings and few sketches, my pause strategy, you would say, like that's what I have named, channels of to release and recognize my enemies in my head. So what I did, I started feeding all four, the body, the mind, the emotion, and the energy. Now, these are the days, if you see the back and the spine has been having, a cobra coming and biting you again. So that was the time when I was having immense pain in my back. So I started, sketching like as if that Mother Earth is behind me.
Yeah.
And well, waiting for me to come back to me, I will take care of yourself. And you see that the Mother of Earth is also conceiving with a new life. So I started visualizing this. And the other sketch, if you can see a small girl sitting in a bottle. So this was the sketch which I, sketched last year in the pandemic time when we were locked down. We were not allowed to go out. So I started channelizing my energy to this way, that even if I'm sitting inside a bottle, still I have the capability of, flowering and blooming. So starting fresh, building slowly. Let me explore what can I become.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Very interesting. If you shared your pictures, you are done with this presentation?
No, Manish, a few slides are there.
Okay, fine. Then
let me finish it and we can talk.
Yeah, no. Let me just put that way, because the pictures that you shared of yourself from 2011 and 10 years down the line, 2021, when I am seeing you today, totally different persons, totally different persons.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have, that means not only the self-care and emotional, I mean, it has worked very actively, very thoroughly for you. And you are a live example of someone who wants to try this out, how to become emotionally healthy, right? And how to take self-care. Somebody has to learn from you. Frames, I mean, hats off to you. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
So few of my more strategies which I added in my routine is I started even playing with colors. Now this one which the colored one, if you see, the face is not having any eyes, nose, and I've not defined it. And then one thing that has come to my mind is like that's how I wrote this quotation is, I symbolize nothing, and that makes me explore all the possibilities that I can be. Because at times your identity becomes your first obstacle, or you can say first limitation. So and this one of the sketch which you can see that this body is having
sorry, Premsa, you are breaking actually. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah. This one was good. Yes. Please go ahead. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So one quotation which I've written here also, like if you handle filth well, flowers will happen for sure. So the way we handle filth from outside, if you see a lotus stem, flower, the flower handles filth well. That's the reason it is able to bloom. Correct. So that's how I started feeding all four. I started, feeding my body with yoga, my mind with this painting. Like it can be anything. Anybody can do anything. Whatever suits them. Maybe doodling. Maybe just writing something. And emotion. I started doing meditation, and that's how my energy was taken care of. And then I got a very good opportunity. When we were in US, we were there for a couple of years over there, and I got an opportunity, to dance on stage. That was kind of energy boosters for me. It really gave a lot of confidence about my body and how to hold it with the spine straight. And so that was like, from coming from a condition of disc prolapse to becoming to coming to the stage and also performing certain dance shows over there when we were staying in US. We were staying in Phoenix, and then I started also learning few more advanced form of yoga, and that's how I started, doing all this, and I started enjoying, and I started also feeling the energy that is going up day by day. So that's how I kind of choose to feed all my body, mind, emotional energy, right?
So,
and as I changed my decision, my story changed. That's what, like, a quotation which comes to my mind always when I shared this with my previous photograph and my recent one.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and the best and one of my favorite approach, which I, being a coach, I still work on it, is asking self-coaching questions daily. So if we inculcate this habit of asking questions to self on a daily basis, you would see, believe me, because this is tried and tested, you would see the difference. You will find a new you after at least, within a 40 days, you will see a lot of difference. Like,
Correct.
if at all I'm feeling something, then I should ask myself, what are these emotions really about, and where is it coming from? I can ask questions like, did I do my best today to for my health, to be healthy? Did I do my best to look at my emotions at a deeper level? So these are the questions that would help you. And what stories am I telling to myself? How, to what percentage it is fake or it is real?
Correct.
And if it is fake, then when you recognize it as fake, the first thing that is happening is you are taking the power back from your emotions. That means you are driving your emotions, not emotions driving you. And asking questions like, if at all it is a fake, then do I need to change something about it? What all can I become without my limiting beliefs, right? And also you can ask like, what exactly am I doing something on a daily basis to recognize the enemies that is being generated or created in my head. So these are the questions that is going to help you on a daily basis. Am I doing my best to appreciate others, or was it a need to judge, or is it a need to judge somebody? These kind of questions. So see, the questions would be all yours, because it is subjective. The self-coaching questions are, we cannot have a frame of questions. It suits for everybody, right? So you can ask questions because you recognize what are the things that's going on, which is not going to help you.
Correct.
So this is one of my favorite approach, which I, being a coach, I do it for myself and also for my clients as well.
Okay. I think this is interesting.
Yeah. And so what did I learn in this whole process of recreating myself in the journey? These are the things I learned. And if you can resonate it, you can also, take these learnings and you can implement it by asking self-coaching questions to yourself. I started looking at the pain as possibilities. Now, how did I do that? I started recognizing what are the fake pains and what are the real pains. Like, what are the drama I'm adding to it? So that way, it helped me to shift my perspective from blaming to owning the situation. As if like, you are responsible for my health. No. What if I become responsible for my health? And then you open up a door of responsibility, possibilities. You open up a infinite, phenomenal possibilities of taking care of your health, and to observe a little more, to recognize the fake and the real pain, and to allow yourself, so that you do not have to suppress your pain, rather than you can find out ways to manifest that pain. Because there are many people, if they are not comfortable to sketch or paint, they can find out something which they are good at. There are people who are good in cooking, so they can find out a way to manifest that negative energy and shift it towards positivity by preparing something in the kitchen. So then it is the subjective way of how do you allow yourself. Here in this point, I would like to say is, enemy is actually very easy. You can handle it, if the enemies are from outside. But the only thing that is standing between you and your success is you. So I have experienced that because the possibilities were always there. I was not able to see those possibilities because I was standing between me and those possibilities as an enemy. So I have to allow myself. So that's what I have learned, that to allow self to happen, to go by the flow and see what all you can become in a healthy way instead of suppressing those emotions. And as I said, asking self-coaching questions helps a lot, and to accept what cannot be changed, because in this pandemic time, if at all we even break our head, we have to accept the reality that the lockdown was there. Now it is slowly starting up. As said, we have to be hopeful that the company is going to open, and the training industry should start as it was earlier before.
Exactly.
So that's how it helped me to drive my day, taking one day at a time. Yes, we should not be, thinking of 2030 being in 2021. So taking one day at a time and then aligning with your primary goal, whatever your goal is or primary vision is, you can align that particular primary goal by working on at one day at a time. Because this particular day, if you're not living, you have to face the consequence maybe by tomorrow, depending on the gestation period of what karma that you are doing.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So this is my healing journey, guys, from pain to possibilities. And this is like, and I created my desired life once again, and I'm still creating it. I'm not done yet. I have a few more goals for this year as well. You can say I don't, make a yearly goal. I make quarterly goals. So I have, I'm working on few more goals for my next quarter, and I'm still on the journey. The journey is still on. I'm not done yet. And so that's what is my whole story is all about. That's what I want to share. And when if you talk about the offering that we give, being the founder of Enhanced Life Skill, we conduct workshops for corporate and colleges. And I also give personalized life coaching sessions for professionals and women. And we conduct group coaching sessions for performance enhancement for the employees. And these are my social media handles to get connected. And yeah, that's all about my story.
That was very inspirational.
Pain to possibilities.
No, that was very, very inspirational. And I must say, Prem Sai, that you require a lot of courage to actually get through pain towards possibilities, and you are one courageous woman for sure. Yes, yeah. No, I think your life story has given us, at least me, a food for thought. The way you take care of, the way self-awareness and self-care can help you multiply your energy levels, multiply your thinking power, decision making power, and all those benefits that we do not generally realize. Prem Sai, can you just switch off the screen, this sharing screen?
Sure.
Yeah. So I think it was a beautiful story, Prem Sai. I'm so glad that you shared this on a public forum with all of us. As I said, 2011 and 21.
10 years back.
Yeah, it's a drastic difference. If I had met you in 2011, and if I see you now, I probably would have not recognized you. This is the kind of transformation you have gone through, and it is a live example. I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad that you are here with us.
Yeah, because the fundamental aspect of it is actually, Manish, which I find that we miss it, the making of our career. So we have to it's not about work-life balance, it's about life-work balance, because I always try to put it in that way, because you have life, and then within that life you have small tasks and work and all that, right? It's not about work first comes first and then life comes second. It's like life work balance. And when we talk about life as a whole, as I said, the wellness is in wholeness about everything, the way you sit, because being work from home these days, for sitting for a couple of hours in a like not finding time, like opportunities to go to the office, then we have.
You're breaking up, Prem Sai.
You need to come home.
Sorry, you are breaking up. I at least could not hear the last couple of seconds. Can you just check?
Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah, I can hear now. I hope it's okay with everyone. Just put it in the chat box that is you can hear Prem Sai. We don't want to miss anything. Okay, Hina says yes. Okay, great. Hardika also says yes. Right. So that means we are okay. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so what I was talking about is like when, as I said, 3 incidents. I lost my parents, I lost my brother, and I lost my and this prolapse condition. So it's like on a daily basis, you have to you have that suffering. So and these days when I see that if you feel bad about or you're suffering from something, you get advice that okay, why don't you go for a movie and have some popcorn and come back, or maybe so it's like a child is crying within and you're kind of putting a lollipop to it or maybe a teether to it, or maybe, so it's like the sprout, the seed is right there within your body and mind, and it will sprout one day. So self-care is not about distracting from the situation. It is about sitting with the situation and taking the seed out of it if the seed is not helping.
Correct. It's taking the charge of the situation, right?
Yes. And it can be, I have seen many people, there are certain issues which is there in the past, so they are not able to let go of the past. And whenever the situation happens here and there, it gets triggered. So these are all emotional wellness. You have to sit with that particular situation and find out, okay, when I see these trigger, what are the things that are happening to my physical being? Now, suppose if I see this, and like if I can share one incident when my brother died, I was in depression for 2 years. And it was like the moment I even think of him, I would be literally in tears. My pulse rate were around 135, 140. Doctor said, you have to take care of yourself. This should not be a pulse rate. The heart rate should be 80, 90 or like that. Right. It was just double. And then I still remember that when somebody suggested, why don't you go to yoga? And that's how I landed up in yoga. I went to yoga class and I had gone there to ask that if I can come, if I can start. And I was not able to even utter a single sentence. And I kept on crying for 15-20 minutes. And then the guy who was there from the yoga institute, he said, okay, no need to say anything about it, Prem Sai. You do one thing, start coming from tomorrow. And I said, okay, because I was in the edge that I was not having any option. And whoever had suggest something on those particular days, I used to do that. So I said, okay. So I threw myself in the process of doing a daily yoga. So when I started experiencing that, it's like, Manish, I would give an example that you cannot push the darkness. It takes a lot of effort. You have to just walk with a candle in your hand. The darkness will automatically go.
Yes.
So when I started feeling that of doing the yoga, it can be anything. I'm not, saying that only yoga. It can be anything that suits you. Correct. Whoever it is, like want to work on their self-care journey, can start doing that, whatever suits them, and feel the process, and then take a decision whether it works for you or not. Half of the and now I'm doing yoga these days. Like there is a small near our apartment. There's a club over here, and very recently one incident happened. Just 2 weeks back, there's a lady who came to our class to see instead to join yoga, and that day she forgot the yoga mat. So she said that I will sit and see, and then I will join. So she sat there and we all were doing yoga. And then the next day she didn't come. And when I asked the yoga teacher what happened to that lady, why is she not coming? Then the answer she gave was, it pushed me to think that how people, at times think this way. She said that she got scared. I said, just looking at the class, she decided or she concluded.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I said that the success, whatever your definition of success is, you and your success, you are standing between you and your success. Enemies ki zarurat nahi hai. You did not need any enemies from outside. Your mind is enough.
Correct.
So you have to allow yourself the thing to happen. You have to allow yourself feel the experience, and then you decide. That's what I just wanted to tell. Like, these are the very fundamental aspect of looking at life, looking at even food. So it's like, if you see the ratio of doctors and also the people, the population in the whole world, the number of doctors are less and the population is very high.
Correct.
We cannot leave it to the doctors about our emotional, mental, physical health.
True.
To some extent, we have to take care of the ownership. Yeah, doctors are required.
Yeah.
They are required, but not for the lifestyle diseases.
Not for lifestyle, right? That's purely in our hands. Yeah, that's purely in our hands. Yeah. We decide how we want to go about it. Absolutely. Wonderful. So great, Prem Sai. This was, I'm short of words today. I don't know. Normally I am not, but today I am short of words because your story is so powerful. So inspirational, so powerful, and you have come. Yeah, you have come a long way. I must say that. So, if there is any question, okay, Hina Sharma. Yeah, you must have read this, Prem Sai, what Hina Sharma has written.
Oh, I'm just reading.
Yeah, please read, and Hina, why don't you tell her directly rather than writing here?
Thank you so much, Hina. Thank you, Aparna. A little appreciation is like, for you, it can be just a single sentence, but for a person who is just going through that journey, it is a load of love for us. So thank you so much for all this, inspirational words.
Thank you, Prem Sai. It was so wonderful hearing you, and keep inspiring. You have a beautiful smile. Keep spreading that.
Thank you, Hina. Thank you, Monica.
Yeah.
Good luck, Prem Sai.
Yeah. I think this is very important, that acknowledgement and appreciation when people are listening to your story. It is, it is not only the appreciation that they are giving to you. Okay, they have learned something also from this, for sure. And this is, out of this, whatever their piece of life is, they are going to implement this. They have learned how, because you mentioned, in 2011, you don't know how to do it, right?
Yes.
So some of us may not know still how to handle this situation, if at all it is there, if at all there is a such piece in our life also. We don't know, but probably listening to you, you might have a clue.
Yeah, because when the orthopedic doctor in Hyderabad, and he's one of the, I would not name that particular doctor, he's a very famous doctor, orthopedic surgeon in Hyderabad. When he said, you can't do anything, don't even try to do that.
Correct.
So you will not believe that within 6 months, my condition, anemic condition with a hemoglobin of 6.5, not able to stand and all that, I was like stuck, and then it took a lot to see the other aspect. So then I realized that at times, what we do is, we think that this is our whole world and the answers are right here. And if it is not here, then there is the answers are not there even in either direction.
Right.
So what I learned in this process of my healing journey is, I have to look all the 360 degree. And
Correct.
Still, if I do not know the answer, then I have to look up or maybe down, not look up to the God, because we don't have the guarantee that somebody is there, but look up to all the direction of to get the answer. And if I'm not getting the answer, that means that I have not done enough, or maybe I have not researched enough for which I'm not getting the answer. So that one thing very strongly now it has become my second skin, that whenever I face that kind of situation, that this is it, then my immediate, my rational mind comes up and says that no, there might be some possibilities. Let me find out.
Yeah, sure. No, matlab, Hardika is also saying, keep smiling, stay blessed always. Hardika, say it
Thank you, Hardika.
on her face directly. She needs that. We all need this.
Thank you so much, Hardika. I'm sure you all would be also, might have gone through a lot of, overcome certain story. We all would be having a lot of story.
Sure.
Warm hugs, dear, and stay blessed always. You're really an inspiration to a lot of them.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hardika. Yeah, Monica, see, Monica has written a very nice sentence. We are stronger than we think.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely, Monica.
Yeah. In fact, we were talking about in our sessions before, in our previous sessions, we have been talking. That is what I told you in the beginning, that somewhere in all the conversations with Samapika and Monica and myself also, my talk also, we were somewhere touching on the emotional part of it, directly, indirectly, or whatever. But we did touch upon it, and it proves also that emotional well-being is a very integral part of your life, daily life.
Absolutely. And when you lose those emotions in your body and mind, which is very near to this, the address is very here.
Yeah.
You will miss it with your relationship as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not know what is happening in this body and mind,
correct,
how would you know what is happening with your husbands, or maybe with your husband, with your kids, or with your colleague, with your boss, or you will miss it there.
All places, whether it is your personal life or professional life, it affects.
Absolutely,
it impacts. If you don't take care of it, it impacts adversely. If you take care of it, it will be beneficial for you.
Right.
So that's how it is. Great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Prem Sai. So it's wonderful having you here. You can, if you want, you can put in your details in the chat box, while you are here. For the next session, today is probably not my day. The next speaker is also not coming. So we were to talk about relationships, which is again a very interesting, hard-hitting and relevant topic in today's times as well. And it has been there for a very long time. Relationships exist, they fail, they pass, they grow together, they fall apart. So many things happen, but how do you renew your relationships was something different. And Kamal is not here today. But so there are two options right now. I don't know about if Hina is ready right now. Hina, you want to conduct your session now because yours was an hour later?
No, Manish, I would require some time. I was just in the middle of something, so give me a few minutes to start.
Yeah. No compulsions. See, your time is your time. You want to start at your designated time, scheduled time. I have absolutely no issues. I can turn this off. People can come back because, again, as I said, this is an open summit. People can come in anytime, go anytime. So that is absolutely no issue. You take your time. And I'm here if somebody wants to generally chat about a couple of things. You want to ask some questions to Prem Sai, please do ask, and we all can be in a conversation till the time Hina gets ready.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, sure, Hina. So any questions? We have Aparna. Aparna, you want to talk about something? Okay. Mrigya, any questions?
No, thank you. I do not have any questions. Thank you. I really liked the presentation.
Thank you so much, Mrigya.
Thank you, Mrigya.
Rishabh.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Prem Sai?
Sir, I'd like to ask in general, sir.
Sir.
Like our mind is a very fundamental tool what we have got. So when we get anything, get attached to a thing, we start losing its value. And when what we don't have is our mind is focused towards that, and
Yeah.
what we have, we are least bothered about that. So how to how to maintain a balance actually, sir?
Prem Sai, all yours.
Yeah. Can you just come again with a question? You said our mind is a tool, and then there was some disturbance, and so I didn't get that.
Ma'am, I'd like to
Yeah.
repeat.
Yes, please.
Our mind is a very basic tool. So it's a general phenomena, like what we want to have achieve in our life, we are totally focused toward that. And what we have, we are least bothered about that. So is it a good sign or a bad sign? Like, or how should we balance it? Like?
Okay, very beautiful question. Thank you for asking this, Rishabh. The beautiful thing is you said mind is a tool. So when you say mind is a tool, the first step that you have successfully like you went through is you are not identifying yourself with your mind. That means you know that there is a space between, because your sentence is saying that you and your mind.
Yeah.
And when there is a space, then there is a lot of scope that you can do a lot about this tool. You can do a lot about this tool. So you can use my, you can see my hand. So when you create a space between you and your mind, then what all you want to focus on, it is all up to you. And then we have a tendency to focus on those things which you do not want, right? And you said, is it a good sign or it is a bad sign? You know, the first mistake that we do about our thoughts, feelings, and emotion is we label them. Positive, negative, good, bad, good sign, bad sign. If you can just see things as it is, when there is an influence of mind over matter. When I say mind over matter means the body, and matter over mind, that means body's impacts on mind. You will see any emotion that strikes your body and mind, it stays for only 90 seconds. And within that 90 seconds, we judge all of it. Whether it is a good sign, it's a bad sign, this and that.
Yeah.
If we can just hold to ourselves that 90 seconds, the fundamental characteristic of an emotion is it will come and it will go. Can you, I will ask you one question, same the coaching approach, Rishabh. Can you
Yes,
be angry the whole day with the same intensity from morning till evening?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Now see, this is the example. So you get angry to the extent, and it stays only for a couple of seconds, and then you will see the anger comes down, the fluctuation, it starts falling down. So that's the exactly you have to be you have to observe that what you just told now is like what we have, we are not valuing it. Now start observing that what you have. Start making a list of that what all I have. The moment you start asking this question to yourself, self-coach yourself, you will start answering. Your mind will start going to the next step, answering those questions. And as I said, no need to push the darkness. Walk with a candle to that particular room, the darkness will automatically go. So asking the questions like, is it a good sign or bad sign? Focusing on those things which you do not have. Definitely, my second question is, if you focus on those things which you do not have, is it helping you? Again, because see, advices doesn't work, Manish. So
Yeah.
I'm taking the coaching approach again.
Yeah.
Does it help you? If it is helping you and giving you some energy or maybe some boost to get what you do not have, then go for it.
Yes, ma'am.
But if it is bothering you or it is making you worse from where you are now, then ask questions, what all I have. Let me appreciate that. And start making, start writing. one thing I would definitely tell you here is don't do everything mentally. It becomes a lot of, it's not, it's a complicated process. Use pen and paper, write. I have a vision board in my this room and also in my kitchen and also in my bedroom. I use 3 vision boards in my home. So wherever I go, I see something. Okay, this is what. And today I'm going to focus on this, or maybe there will be a monthly focus and be a quarterly focus. And I and as I would like to request you to do these things with use your kinesthetic approach. Start feeling about it, because the moment when you ask this question, what all I can appreciate in my life, then you will start writing those answers. I can appreciate because I have a life.
Correct.
I appreciate because I have loving parents. I have a house to live in. I have food on my plate, and I'm studying, or I am I'm working somewhere, and you will see the list will go on and on and on and on. And in the process, you got your answer. Like your mind totally shifts from that to this what you have.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question, Rishabh?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am.
This was a wonderful explanation. Rishabh, to add to what Prem Sai just said, I'll share a small story. It goes like this. There was an emergency situation at some place, and the leader of that office or team was given a task to complete in the next 3 or 4 hours. He had a team. So he came back to his office and called everyone. So there were about 10 people sitting in there along with him. He was the 11th one. He was the leader. And he said that and he explained to them what the situation is. And he also told them very clearly that we have only 3 hours to handle this. It's a mission critical thing, right? So 3 hours and we have to do it. And he turned his back towards the colleague. So he was facing the board, the whiteboard, and he told them that I will start, numbering what all we need to complete this task at hand. And he also told them that I will turn my back only once you are finished. Once you are finished, enumerating your resources. So everyone agreed. He started writing. People started speaking, and he started writing. So once everyone was finished and he turned around, he had 2 columns on the board. One column on the left-hand side said, what we have. The other column said, what we don't have. All 10 things, whatever, both the columns were required to finish this mission, right? So he made 2 columns. One said what we have, and the other list said what we don't have. Now, why did he do that? Because he wanted to strike that off. He had only 3 hours to finish that task. And if he starts concentrating on what he does not have, he cannot do it. So he erased everything on the board from the right-hand side column. And he said, this is all we have and the task is still at hand. Let us do it. So that makes people think out of the box also, and they actually finish that job. It's a real life story. I mean, it is not a cooked up story. It's a real life story. And these guys managed to finish within the stipulated time. The task was finished with the resources they had only. So this is something which everyone should appreciate about, what we have. Like you said, that we don't value what we have. We don't value what we have because we probably do not know our own capacity. We don't know what power we can hold, So it is very important to introspect what we have and start doing it, and you will achieve the results. It may be later. You may not have a mission critical date or a deadline like that, but eventually you will clear up. That's my feeling.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you.
information.
Thank you. So great. Anyone else want to have any question? Because Hina is still not ready. So either we talk or we close and we come back at what time is your session, Hina? It's 4:45. So yeah, an hour to go for it. Okay, hold on, there are some questions coming in. Very inspiring. Okay, Prem Sai, there is someone on Facebook who's saying that I just attended Prem Sai's talk. Very inspiring. Would like to connect to her, mind sharing her social media links. So I will share your social media links.
Sure. Thank you so much, Manish. And please convey my thanks to that person as well.
Her name is, I'll tell you, her name is, just a sec. She's Purnima. Purnima.
Yeah, thank you, Purnima. Thank you so much for your inspiring words.
Okay, great. So I'll share. I'll write to her that I'll share with her.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Manish. Hello, Manish. Aparna. Yeah, sorry. When you mentioned my name, there was somebody at the door. I had to rush out to
No
cater to them.
worries. No worries. Please continue.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for this summit, for organizing the summit. It is absolutely a delight to be hearing people. Of course, I'm not able to hear all, but I hope to catch up on the recordings. And
Yeah.
I've been hearing your previous recordings as well. And thank you, Prem Sai, for your
So
very,
much.
very motivational life story. And it takes a lot of courage to share your personal, insights, personal beliefs, and personal story. It is very, very brave of a person to be sharing on a platform, because you need to come out of your shell to be doing that, right?
Thank you so much, Aparna.
uh,
Thank you
I
so
think,
much.
thank you, Manish. And I shall be connecting with you for what I do. I'm also a consultant, so of course I shall be connecting with you for that. And fortunately, I saw this notification just yesterday, and I just sort of caught the tiger by the tail to attend. Thank you, and bye bye.
Thank
All
you
the
so
best.
much,
All the
Aparna.
best,
Thank you.
Thank
both
you.
of
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aparna. That was wonderful. I'm glad that you are here and you could make it. Thank you. So okay, Prem Sai, you shared your details here, na? Okay. I'll share
Yeah.
that. I'll share that with Purnima. Okay. I think I'm missing out on something. Just I'm not able to copy this or what?
Shall I share it in your WhatsApp?
No, that's okay. I think you have to do it. Because I'm not able to copy this from here somehow for some reason. Okay. So great. So you can send this to me, Prem Sai, and I'll share it with Purnima. Okay. She wants to connect with you. So I'll be more than happy that if she connects with you, uh, share that details, share your details with me, and I'll do that. Thank you so much. So we'll connect back at 4:45, a little 5 minutes earlier to 4:45. Okay, 4:55 actually. So 4:45, we'll see you again. And till the time, thank you so much and enjoy your day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
mixed feelings over the last year.
Yep.
So let's do one exercise. It's a very small exercise. You can do this exercise with me once here, and then you can do this exercise as many times as you want with your family members or with your team members at work, and just notice how you feel. So what you have to do is you have to pick any 3 feelings. All right, 3 feelings that you feel at the time of uncertainty. So let's take for example last year. How have you been feeling over this last year? For example, the clients that I work with, they told me I'm feeling jittery. I
Yeah.
am feeling anxious. I'm sometimes feeling lonely, because of the social distancing, we're not able to meet others. So there are a lot of mixed emotions that are going on. So I want you to note down for your own reference in your notebook, journal, wherever you can, 3 words for feelings. I'm just putting more so that you can have some idea. Insecurity, sadness, guilt. These are the words that I've heard over my webinars and sessions. Be gentle with yourself. Be open to this awareness, because the first step to change is awareness. Exhausted is another feeling.
Yes.
So once you have done 3 emotions, you can type in the chat box done, so that we can move to the second part of the exercise.
Sure.
Great, thank you so much. Some of you have done. So we will now move ahead to the second part of exercise.
Yeah.
We identified 3 strongest feelings that we have been feeling. These are the topmost. There can be more feelings, but right now we are just focusing on 3 topmost. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Surendraji. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to find 2 thoughts related to these 3 feelings. What happens is feelings we are sometimes feeling in our body. We are feeling exhausted, so our body is feeling tired. And thoughts are something which is related to the feeling. So now I want you to write 2 thoughts related to these feelings. For example, if I say I am feeling anxious, and the thought that comes after that is because there is so much to do, right? So I'm feeling anxious because there is so much to do.
Right.
So I want you to put 2 thoughts behind your 3 feelings. For example, I am feeling jittery because I don't know what future holds for me.
Yeah.
And we all feel these feelings on a daily basis. So, you can do this self-awareness exercise any time of the day where you are feeling that there is, something missing in my environment, or I'm not feeling too good. Then you can do this exercise any time of the day, or help others do this exercise. So we have done 3 emotions, 2 thoughts. What is the thought which is going behind this feelings? Because thoughts and feelings are 2 different things. So feelings are in our body as emotions, and thoughts are mental chatter that goes all the time in our mind.
Yes.
So if you have done, show me a thumbs up or give me a clue to go ahead. 2 thoughts done. What is the inner dialogue with yourself? Great. So now we come to the final part of this exercise, which is 1. So this exercise is called 3, 2, 1. Easy to remember. You can do it anytime. 3, 2, 1. 3 emotions, 2 thoughts, and now is 1 action. What is the 1 action that you will do to tackle this feelings of uncertainty and thoughts that are coming along with it? So what 1 action can you take to handle these thoughts and feelings? As I was saying that I am feeling anxious because there is so much to do, right? So my answer would be, I can stop maybe multitasking and exhausting myself. I can focus on the work at hand. So that's my answer to myself. What's your answer to you when it comes to your thoughts and feelings?
Mine was time management.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for sharing, Manish.
Yeah.
Great. So what is the action that you can take? So time management is something that you discovered maybe through your thoughts that I'm not managing my time well or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to do this exercise with all the participants?
I tried deep breathing.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So your action to remind yourself is deep breathing.
Yes.
So Manish, would you like to share that 2 thoughts that came?
Yeah, 2 thoughts that came was, I'll share with the feelings first of all. The first feeling which I wrote was lazy. Okay. The second feeling was curious. Okay. And the third was a little different that ways because I had put wait.
Okay.
Okay. WAIT, wait. And after that, I have put the thought as how long, it's like that. How
Right,
long?
right. Yeah.
And then lazy ke liye the thoughts are, because the discipline wasn't there, probably, right? Because you became a little more complacent, I guess, when the pandemic started. That is the uncertain time I'm talking about, not before that. And then curious was because, as you said, there is so much to do, but the laziness was not allowing me to do that, or because there was so much to do, I was not able to plan my time accordingly. So that is why the action that I want to take is of time management, of managing the time, because I know being a mindfulness trainer, I always say that multitasking is a myth, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't believe in multitasking. I believe in focusing on the task on hand and choosing my distractions mindfully.
Perfect. And you have so beautifully put this whole exercise together by sharing your example so honestly, so authentically. So thank you so much. And this will help all the other participants understand this exercise at a deeper level. Manish, who's a mindfulness trainer, does these activities all the time. But for him also, it was an awareness of deeper feelings. So this exercise helps all of us. Me being a coach, I do this exercise almost every day. I help my family members or my friends, tackle their emotions. So we all can do this at any time. 3, 2, 1. What are the 3 emotions, topmost emotions? Because what happens is, as we were talking about the monkey mind, there will be a lot of emotional and mental clutter that will happen during the times of uncertainty, because you will have mixed feelings and mixed emotions going on at all times. So you need to really take out what are the 3 topmost that I'm feeling currently. And that awareness will lead to action. So once you know this is what I need to do, for example, Manish, so now he knows this is the action. One statement, I need to plan my time, in a better way. So then he can plan his day, he can plan his week, he can plan his month. And that will lead him to his goals and actions and more peace of mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We also have some comments. Yes, thank you, Surendraji. Focus on digital marketing. Okay, great. That's a wonderful thing. We all need your support.
Yeah.
I also had a similar kind of, what Manish said is when, as you know, being a yoga practitioner, the energy goes up each day, and it's like too many things to do. I totally resonated with Manish. And so what I focus, and I think what Hina has, again got that awareness that, and I have been doing is like focusing on my inhale and exhale. Because the moment you do that, I slow down, and that is my peace of mind.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
correct, Avinda. That's completely true for all of us. You know, we do so many things because, especially during this lockdown time, we have been managing school. We are teachers to our kids. We are the cooks. We are the homemakers, and working on our passion and projects. So I think it is exhausting, and
Yes.
that's why it is important to create this awareness now more than ever.
Yeah, very true.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And anyone else? Anyone else would like to share anything?
Smita has written in the chat box. You can read it,
Yes. Thank you so much for that, Smita. So, most of us are actually, most of the time, reacting mindlessly to thoughts. And that creates most of the anxiety. So once this awareness comes, we kind of channelize our energies into the right direction. And I think when I joined first time in the morning, there was a session going on where I heard Manish talking about if I wear a white shirt and somebody communicates that, you're not looking good or something. So what goes in comes out also. So the way you are thinking inside will come out outside similar. So what you think is what you become.
Correct.
So it is important to first work on your thoughts so that words, thoughts, actions go in sync.
In sync, yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. They should match. They should match.
Yes. And this awareness will actually help break that old patterns of thinking, believing, and all the beliefs that we have around ourselves that, life is tough, or this is what it has to be, I have to struggle. All this can be tackled just with simple awareness exercise. Right? So I would request you can mute so that I'm audible to everyone.
I'll do that. Yeah. So except me, everyone is mute right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is an exercise that can be used in team meetings also. I have used it in corporate sessions, and that works equally good, where you can have an agenda on hand and you can work on 3 words, 2 thoughts, and 1 action. And it always, leads to concrete results. Right. Now, coming back to happiness and optimism, optimism always requires action. When we say, okay, I am sitting here and I want to be happy, it hardly happens because happiness also requires action. You need to take some action. For example, I'm just taking Manish's example again. He said he was feeling lazy. The feeling was of lazy and exhausted, right? But the action required was time management. Similarly, whenever there is a thought, it requires an action. If I want to stay happy during this time, if I want to stay productive all this time, what can I do? What is the action that I can take? So that is why 3, 2, 1, the action part is extremely important. Without action, there is no happiness.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm just seeing if I need to share my slide.
Yeah, please do that. You have the option open, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So I think now you can see my slide.
Yes.
I may not be able to see all the chat and wonderful faces now, but let's go on to the next exercise.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action.
That's for sure.
So now I will talk about another technique. This is called aware technique. And I give it a tagline to remember it, name it to tame it.
Absolutely.
So, similar to the 3-2-1, this is a more deeper coaching exercise, I can call it. What I do in this is break it down. So A stands for acceptance. Acceptance of your feelings. What are you feeling and where are these feelings rooted? So the number one, acceptance actually brings up the feelings. We may be so busy multitasking or feeling exhausted or doing a lot of things together, but not really accepting what is going on. And this acceptance has also helped many, deal with pains. So sometimes you're feeling a back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, and you managing it with painkillers, but you're really not going to the core of what is this pain telling me. So if you are right now also experiencing any pain, just maybe talk to your pain and ask, what is the feeling behind this? What am I feeling? And once you do that, you word your feeling.
Yes.
And wording means actually writing it down. Because once you do that, the clarity comes with the words. So word your feelings, and then comes the action creation. That is why I emphasized again on action creation, because that is needed to work on our feelings. Otherwise, we know there is a feeling and we have come out with it, but we are not taking action. So it is just going to remain there, making you feel sad and unhappy.
Right.
Then comes R. R is repeat as and when required. You can repeat on the days when you're not feeling too great, or you can repeat it daily, up to you. So during the lockdown time, I used to start my day with this exercise. So first thing in the morning, before I plan a to-do list for myself, I would do a aware technique, and I'll see what is that I'm feeling today, and what can I take an action on that. If I'm feeling exhausted, then I need to keep my day light. But if I'm feeling unproductive, then I need to put some action behind. So that way you can actually plan your day with your feelings. And then expect the best. E is for expecting the best, because what you visualize can also manifest. And I think, let me go to the, so intention plus action leads to manifestation.
Absolutely.
Right? What you intend and what action that you take. It's a beautiful rhythmic dance.
Correct.
Where you intend to do a certain thing, but if you do not take action to that goal, it will not really manifest in reality. You can sit and think that, I need to lose 10 kgs of weight. But if there is no action supporting that goal, do you think it will manifest?
Never.
So that is why action plus intention plus action leads to manifestation. So here's a small video.
Yep.
Now I would like to ask the participants, when you see somebody cutting the lemon, the juice flowing out, a juicy lemon, can you feel the taste on your tongue?
Though it is happening virtually, I am feeling it.
Yes. So this is the power of visualization. That is why that E stands for expect the best. So I just wanted to give an example, because if I keep saying, it will not resonate with some of you. But if I actually show you, it is a proof that what you see, your mind can process it faster. So as you can see this lemon, juicy, flowy, sour, cutting, the juice is oozing out. Similarly, whatever goals, plans you have, you can actually visualize them in real and expect the best to happen for yourself, whether it's your health, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your career. You can actually manifest that reality by taking the right action and combining it with the right intention and visualization. Right? So we can talk a lot detail about it, but for now, We will move ahead. So ingredients of happiness. Now that we know, this is what creates happiness, let's find what are the three basic ingredients of happiness which we can have on a day-to-day basis and make our life more interesting.
Yeah.
So the three ingredients of happiness that I'm going to give you today is number 1, growth mindset, and number 2, gratitude, and number 3, generosity.
Correct.
Growth mindset will help you, be more productive and find your passion, find your skills, work on your skills, gain knowledge, and make your life worthwhile. And I have this book, Carol Dweck's Growth Mindset. I completely believe in it and refer it so many times to my friends and clients. How with growth mindset you can overcome challenges, you can overcome uncertainties, and build a mind of more optimistic and resilience. So that is why growth mindset. And when you have growth mindset, you're able to overcome negative emotions and create much better future for yourself. Second is gratitude. Gratitude is the secret ingredient of happiness, right? So it attracts happiness and most of us, no matter what difficult situation we are in, there is always something to be grateful for. So it can be a daily exercise at the end of the day, or any time during the day. Whenever you're feeling anxious, you can ask yourself, what is that I'm grateful for? And simple things like the roof over my head, the gadget right in front of me, the peace when I'm doing my session, or people taking care of my kids outside in another room. All things are to be grateful for. So we always have something to be grateful for, no matter what. The health, the legs to walk, there is an endless list. So gratitude is again a powerful technique to have a happy day, happy life, and a happy mindset. Third is generosity. Now, generosity is definitely to others, where you help others in kind ways, by charity, or by giving a physical help, or just by giving your smile. Some people may not really need monetary help, but they may need your kindness through your good words, through your smile, and also generosity towards yourself. And here I would definitely like to quote Prema Sai, where she gave an example of her self-care. I was touched because all those, difficult moments that she went through, but then she still, took the challenge of being generous to herself, and that changed her life. So be generous to others, but be generous to yourself as well.
Right. So, okay, I would like to interrupt you here,
Yes.
The last slide, the three ingredients, there was text on the left side, but there was something else on the right side.
Yes.
I want to know what is the significance of the things on the right hand side.
No, it's the spice that adds to the life.
Yeah. Okay. So what I picked up from Hina, what you just said on these three ingredients, second one was gratitude. Okay.
Yes.
And you said it is a secret ingredient.
Yes.
Okay. What I could relate to was the plate next to it, the right hand side. It looked to me empty.
Okay.
Because it's a secret ingredient.
Right. Very, very observant there, Manish, I must say.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll just hold on. Just hold on for 1 second, because I'm taking my phone to tell you something about a status on my WhatsApp. Okay. I want to read that out. My status on WhatsApp says, there is just a second, sorry. There is no secret ingredient to make something special, you just have to believe it's special.
Yes. So
Right?
very
This has been there with me for a long time, and I'll tell you the source of this quote. This is from a movie called Kung Fu Panda.
oh yes. Right.
I love that movie for the kind of motivation it generates in me, at least. The kind of optimism is there in that movie because of Kung Fu Panda himself being such a fat guy, but being a warrior. It is such a motivating and optimistic film.
Yes, please put that, Manish, in the chat box. Would love to read again this quote.
I'll do that.
Everybody would like to note that down. And talking about gratitude, yes, it actually is because it helps you refocus on what you have instead of what you lack. So any questions so far?
It's an excellent presentation, fantastic one.
Thank you, Surendraji. Thank you so much.
I just want to know the first ingredient you have put in the first page that you have written the first growth.
Right.
And then ingredients you put with red chili?
No, it's the saffron. Okay. The reason I have put saffron is because, a little effort creates a long-lasting result. So saffron is very precious, it requires in small quantities, but it can actually give a long-lasting result. So similarly, when you do any growth every day, for example, reading a book, okay, for example, that is the growth activity that you choose for yourself every day. Even 10 minutes a day will lead to 70 minutes a week. And once I calculated, it came out to be around 56 hours per year. So if you are reading 56 hours per year, you will be able to finish so many books, and all you are doing is just 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, true.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful, actually. Maza aaya. Great, please continue. Sorry to interrupt you in between because I wanted to share this.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing, because that only makes it more interesting, and we are not just listening to me, but also contributing your thoughts, which definitely makes it very interesting. All right, so that's it. Thank you so much. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Insta, Facebook, Twitter, and DM me if you have any questions. I would love to connect with you all, and I am open to all Q&A now.
Yeah, and you can put your details. If people want to connect with you, you can put that in the chat box.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, and also I would like to mention Monica Mahajan today. Her story was also very amazing, and she, I would say, is the example for growth mindset.
Absolutely. Wonderful stories. Yes.
And thank you for sharing that on the chat, Manish.
Thank you. So I just corrected it because it was a typo. I'm not used to too much of messaging, actually. I prefer to talk. So there is no secret ingredient. To make something special, you just have to believe it's special. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. Arora ji, any other ingredient?
For that, we will need another session.
Because you have explained 3 important ingredients. I think there could be more also.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes. So I keep sharing some in my Arora ji, I think connected with all my social media channels also. But
Okay.
I share some messages and all through that as well.
Wonderful.
Thank you. It has been a very nice presentation by you.
Thank you so much.
No, it was really very insightful, and the session, the mindfulness exercise that we started with with you. It was really very, very calming. The messages, the message that you were sharing with others during when we had closed our eyes and sitting in a posture, it was actually soothing, it was really very, very soothing. बहुत मजा आ रहा था, बहुत मजा आ रहा था. मैंने कहा this is, so I was actually, so blessing in disguise for me today, I would say so. I had not
How you visualized it to end, right?
No, in fact, I had visualized it because I knew your session was the last one, and deliberately I kept your session at the end.
Yes,
Let me be honest with you.
Because I've been pressurizing you to keep it in the morning because I knew I had a 6 o'clock session.
Yeah.
Mera morning mein rakho, please, and then I see it is in the evening.
But then today the first speaker not showing up, and I had to take, I was purely into conducting this session, moderating this session, rather than being a speaker myself. But yes,
Right.
this is why I say blessing in disguise, that I started the session with mindfulness and you are ending it with mindfulness. So the day is complete today.
Great.
I
So,
think
thank
you
so
started
much
earlier
for
before 4:55.
Arunaji, we started at 10 o'clock.
No, her session I was expecting at 4:55.
So she yes, 10 minutes earlier. 10 minutes.
So I missed that part because okay.
Ajay, please share your contact number if possible.
Yeah, it is possible. If you want, Haina, of course.
Yes.
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you.
So yeah, Hira's number is here. You can talk to her when you want to talk to her, and she's shared her Insta and FB handles as well. The website also. So yes, she's available at all these social media platforms. You can go ahead and talk to her whenever you feel like.
Yes, just one thing that I'm not very good at picking up calls. So please drop in a WhatsApp message and then we can fix the time to speak to each other.
Oh, yeah. So this is a
Manish,
prerequisite.
you've been going to and fro with me, on emails and calls.
So yeah, this is a prerequisite with Hina. But yeah, Mansi says it was pleasure listening to you, Hina. Me and my sister, both of us attended your session today and loved every part of it.
Thank you so much, Mansi. I'm so happy to have you here and wish you and your sister all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, okay, now we conclude this session today, and I would request Hina also to, once I finish my talk, Hina, 1 minute of mindfulness exercise once again.
Okay, but I had some other plan, Manish. I was thinking of putting some music so that everyone can dance.
See, people are not, switched on their cameras. So I told them, mindfulness session, I mean, it is true for you also, happiness. When you talk about happiness, the face expressions are very important. Face-to-face interaction is very important, whether you are doing it on field or on virtually, like this. The cameras are on, you can at least see someone.
Right.
Bada maza aata hai. The interaction becomes very, very personal actually. Bahut acha lagta hai us time. But anyway, nevertheless, so thank you so much all for joining in today. We have concluded the session for today, and we will start with another set of topics, 10 a.m. sharp. This link that you have to join on Zoom is working tomorrow as well. So there is no need of another separate link, but please do join us. Yes, it is a Sunday tomorrow, but still come over and join us to understand and have a wonderful knowledge sharing with the expert speakers that are coming in tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hina, 1 minute of breathing exercise, closing your eyes, and then we
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Center yourself.
And you play your music also.
Okay.
Yes.
Center yourself and close your eyes if you can. Take few deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in joy and breathing out any stress or worries that your body may be holding. Once again, breathing in gratitude for all that you have, all the blessings, comfort, health, and breathing out the worries to the universe for all that you desire. Stay in that guided space. Focusing on your breathing. And feel the positive energy in your body once you become aware of your feelings. Take this positivity with you wherever you go. When you meet your friends, family, neighbors, spread this positivity and joy that you hold within. Let that light shine through you to everyone across you and to those who may be far away from you. Become a channel of love and peace on this planet. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, Hina. Thanks a lot.
You can
Thank
hear
you
the
everyone for
song.
joining in. Please join us tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock sharp. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you, Hina. Bye.
Thank you. You can hear the song, Manish?
Yes.
Thanks to all of you. Session. Fantastic. Tomorrow. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.